ignition on the side, crash bars, spotlight, windshield, aftermarket seat. Pretty cool bike. I mean, it is a really cool looking bike, isn't it? You can't argue with that. You know, fuel injected, maintenance free, Japanese engineering and pride and culture in this thing. So, you know, you really can't go wrong. Nice styling, reliable, good price point. You know, what more do you want, man? If you're into a cruiser and you want to be styling, you want to stand out a bit, this is a good option. So. And listen, here's the deal. This is way cheaper. This is way cheaper than an old Indian, and multiple times more reliable than an old Indian. And I know a lot of hardcore, diehard enthusiasts will gasp when you suggest such a thing, but the truth is, I mean, most people just want to go down to the local coffee shop, grab a donut, whatever, in style and reliability. So gonna do a little maintenance on this thing. Gonna rip off the stock exhaust here, and I'm gonna put on the fishtail pipes, which is more aesthetically pleasing to the owner. You put on some driving lights and forward controls, not forward controls, but foot pegs off the crash bar along with the driving lights, and maintenance, oil, filter, coolant, and that sort of thing. So the guy just bought it, give him a baseline of where he's at with the maintenance. Kind of a cool bike. Shaft drive. It's missing the cover off here. Not missing, but it just never like came with it. It's part of the overall aesthetic package Kawasaki offered, in which they call this thing the Drifter. Kind of weird. They had two regular rectifiers and they had two stators on these things. So kind of weird. It's kind of an interesting factoid. There used to be a company called PGO in Taiwan. I think they make mostly scooters. We never got them in North America, as far as I know. PGO, they made a sport bike with a 1500cc, maybe a 1600 V-twin Kawasaki Vulcan engine in it. So it was this big, massive sport bike with, you know, curled up pipes and 17-inch front wheels. It looked really cool. I've never seen one in real life. If anybody's ever seen one, please, you know, indulge me in your knowledge in the comments section. I'd love to know more about it. I've only seen pictures, but it sounds like a great idea on paper. I don't know. What do you think? This thing has a different headlight on it. It's a little elongated. Has a big flanched fenders. It has like a black paint everywhere. Like the handlebars are black, the forks are black, you know, so they blacked out a lot of things to keep with the theme of the old Indian. Kind of a weird thing, the rear fender goes up and down with the swing arm. So I'll take you around the bike. It's kind of cool. I like it. I'm going to take it for a little test drive. So I put on the fishtail pipes last night. The guy wanted them on. They're kind of cool looking, for sure. They add value to it aesthetically, of course. One's completely fake. On this side, it's just a symmetrical exercise because, as you can see, the two exhausts come off here and then they go down to this one, but then there's another one in the back that goes to the other side, which is completely unnecessary aside from aesthetics value. Windshield, of course. I'm not sure if the seat's stock. I don't think it is. It's basically a 1500 Kawasaki VN 1500 that's been fancied up a bit. They got some weird stuff going on with this, like the tail, for example. The tail is stationary. It doesn't go up and down. It's attached firmly to the swing arm. If you want to put saddlebags on this thing, it's a little bit of a problem. They do sell special brackets to put on this, so you can put saddlebags on here. and they mount to the swing arm. The shocks are a little different. They got different paint scheme on it, matte black, satin finish on the engine, blacked out forks. They got a solid disc on the front, which is kind of odd in this day and age. Normally they're drilled, right? 16-inch tires, so basically the same frame, engine, but different cosmetics. So they didn't sell a whole lot of these things. Not real popular, but kind of a cool bike. It harks back to the days of Indian motorcycles with the big valanced fenders. They even got the Indian head going on. Plastic fender, of course, that's different from an Indian for sure, but you know, good, reliable Kawasaki technology. I think they were a little spendy when they came out, and you know, over top of the regular Vulcan, there's a little addition in the back here. There's a bit on the frame on both sides, and you can attach a rear pillion seat, as they call it in England, I think. Got the floorboards, lots of shiny chrome. It really does look the part, doesn't it? So dual plug heads, just like the regular Vulcan. Kind of cool. Bit of a walk around. It's got crash bars. These are actually cool bikes. It's got a little Indian head on the fender here. I mounted the spotlights here because if you mount them up here, then it interferes with the signal lights, and then you got to remove the signal lights, put the signal lights on top. And I like the stock signal lights on here because then people can see the signal lights. You know, when you get those dinky little aftermarket ones, they're a bit dangerous, you know, in traffic. I know they look a little cooler, but you should have the proper signal lights. I mean, it's dangerous enough driving in modern day traffic without, you know, impeding your visibility to others, of course, which is vastly important if you want to stay alive on a motorcycle these days. So adjustable levers, pretty stock, 1, 2, 5 settings on both the hydraulic clutch and the front brake. Single front brake rotor, single disc, which is adequate, you know, for what the bike is. You're not going to the track with this, so it's perfectly fine, actually. Big old V twin. It's got 4 spark plugs on these, dual plug head, of course. These are aftermarket exhaust on this one, just for aesthetics, really. The muffler used to be under there. There was no need to put a Power Commander 5 or similar in this thing. It seems to run fine, but I'm going to test that today. You only run premium octane on this motorcycle, 91 octane minimum. The gas in North America is depressingly bad, so do run it on 91. There's a shaft drive here. They've blacked out the rear differential, of course, to keep with the theme. They've done away with the cover here, and when I put the pipes on, you had to get rid of the regulator, and so because the regulator used to be mounted right there, and then I've mounted the regulator under there on the front. You don't see many of these. They didn't sell them in great quantities, that's for sure. I don't know the exact numbers, of course, or the numbers at all for that matter on how many were sold, but really not that many because you hardly see these things. I think they were a bit more money than the regular Vulcan, and so a lot of people shied away from it, and it's not everyone's cup of tea either, so you know, there's that. But yeah, cool bike otherwise, kind of collectible now. You know, people latch onto these and just want something different. If you want something different, this is it. Not only something different, but something different that's going to be reliable. You know, it's fuel injected, it's a shaft drive, very basic motorcycle actually underneath all the aesthetics. So you know, you really can't go wrong. Sunday riding, going out for a coffee, these things are pretty cool actually. There's that. I hope you enjoyed the video. More to come, got other bikes coming in, so you know, kind of a cool bike. Thought I'd do a quick video on it because it's just, you don't see many of them, and I'm going to take this for a test drive and see how it goes, which I'm sure it'll go absolutely in a lot of ways unremarkable. I'm sure I'm not going to be on the side of the road, you know, calling for help because it's broken down, which is why people like this sort of thing, you know, fuel injected, maintenance free, Japanese engineering and pride and culture in this thing. So, you know, you really can't go wrong. Nice styling, reliable, good price point. You know, what more do you want, man? If you're into a cruiser and you want to be styling, you want to stand out a bit, this is a good option. So anyways, hope that helps, and we'll catch up again, and take care out there on the road. Be careful, drive safe, and we'll chit chat again. Ciao.